questions? And how is the hands-on going on? Are we all good?
Yeah, Preethi, only one doubt in the node, slave node. The Jenkins client is already by default installs when we connect to the master.
Jenkins client?
Yeah, see, in the master we installed Jenkins, right? Similarly, I didn't install Jenkins on slave, so I just connected to the master. But how that does the slave also require Jenkins software?
Not required.
Okay.
You are opening SSH connection, right?
Yeah, so only Java and Maven is enough, right?
Yes. Yes.
Git inst.
Yeah. Whatever tools your job is executing, whatever tools you need, those you have to install. Not everything.
So, Preethi, if you want to know, run the compile test, unit test, and the package job has to run in different slave machines, right? Slave 1, slave 2, slave 3. So, while creating the user, right, can we stick to the same user across 3 slave machine, or we need to create user 1, user 2, user 3 for each slave, respectively?
It's up to you.
Okay.
You may create separate users on the master and same users on the slaves, or else you can use the same user. Create the same user on every machine, that will also do.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, so I did that for each one, and my plan was to run this 3 different slave machines, right? And so while running, while compile job, I got some error because of this Java home variable. Some set might be I'll correct that. But I just want to know one more thing. Do we need to connect to that the particular slave machine while running that job, or just establish the connection is enough?
You have to connect to the machine, right, to run the job.
So that means I need to, have 3 different sessions from the master connection to the respective slave nodes, right?
Yeah. Yes. If there are 3 different slaves.
Okay. So might be that way that the mistake I did actually, because I established a connection and then I tried running that, the compile trigger the compile job from the Jenkins. Okay, so what you're trying to tell me that I need to just keep the connection open and and then try running this
See,
compile
once you
job.
open the connection, it will be a connection established, right? So then you have to run the job.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't created, I haven't opened that for 3 different terminal. Okay, I just established a connection and just exit and then again
That's
try
all.
to.
If you open, that is enough. You don't need to keep it running.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah. Have you all completed this pipeline?
Yeah, that plugin we installed a build pipeline, then we executed multiple times.
Good.
And also saw the active the the reports in graphical format.
Good. Good to know. Everyone, whoever haven't completed, please try to do that. So now this is the pipeline we have created. We have also seen master slave concept there, right? So now every job goes onto a particular slave machine, right? So now if you are having, let's say, 20 jobs, right? Or else you have custom configurations, you have conditions to run the jobs. If that is the case, how do you manage? Can you create so many jobs from the UI this way and connect using triggers and post-build actions? Is that possible? Is that how it is going to work? Yeah. So whenever you have too many number of jobs or complex configurations or conditions, you have to run the pipeline based on some conditions. This becomes even tedious, creating like this so many jobs. So what we'll do, we'll use a concept called pipeline as a code concept. Pipeline as a code concept help you launch your pipeline with some code. This is called pipeline as a code concept. Facing issues with the marker. Wait 1 second, please. So it is pipeline as a code, right? Pipeline as a code. What is a pipeline as a code? We are creating these jobs from the UI, right? Now we will create the jobs by writing a code. That's all. So what is the advantage? We will create only one job wherein we write the code, which will create the entire pipeline. The whole pipeline will be created by a single job. That's nothing but pipeline as a code. Now coming to the point, like which code you will write, like which language you will use. We'll be using something called pipeline DSL, means pipeline domain specific language. Pipeline domain specific language, which is Groovy based. Okay, it's not exact Groovy, but it is Groovy based. And we now call it as a Groovy scripting, but actually strictly it's not Groovy, it's Groovy based. That's all, means it's derived from Groovy. So now is it that you have to go and learn coding? No, you don't need to go and learn coding for it. Okay, you don't need to learn or take it as a separate topic. We will learn it as a pipeline DSL, okay, not as a Groovy. And again, there were different syntax, like you have declarative syntax, okay, and scripted syntax. Different types of syntax for the pipeline. Declarative syntax is more user-friendly, more understandable. It's not strict with the syntax. And in the modern DevOps projects, we were using declarative syntax, right? That's a type of the syntax. And you have all the formats, everything available in the official documentation as well, with which you will write this. Okay, so let's see how it works. Like I said, you don't need to learn coding beforehand, or you don't need to learn this as a separate subject. You can understand and write this very easily. Let me show you some sample things first. So till now we are creating new job, which is a freestyle job, right? But that is not how you do in reality. Like whatever we have done here, this is not how you create. Of course, the pipeline remains same, everything is same, but you create them in a different way. Like give some name, let's say DevOps 1. And here you don't choose freestyle. Okay, we will be choosing something like pipeline type of job. What is it? Orchestrate long run activities that can span multiple build agents, suitable for build pipelines, formerly known as workflows, and so on. So this is the one we need. Right, different type of job, but again it has got almost similar options. See here, general triggers you have, okay, and then here you have advanced options and the pipeline script. So this is where you write the script. Okay, let me start with a sample script. Here you have sample scripts as well. You may choose Hello World or Java-mvn. You can choose something here. See, all the skeleton came up if you see here, right? All the skeleton comes up. First, your code begins with a pipeline block. I think you all can see it better now. Yeah. Your code begins with a pipeline block. Everything will be inside the pipeline block. Block means it starts with a curly braces and it ends with a curly braces. Okay, see here. This is the matching curly brace for it. And then agent any means you want to run it on any agent, whichever is available, right? So you can put this means, see in our case, I have a configured slave in such a way that only jobs matching label goes there. So here agent any means everything goes to master. If you want to define any tools like with automatic installer, you can use it. For now, I'm removing it. Then comes actually the stages block. Inside the stages block, you'll have stage block, right? And post build actions will be in the post block. I'm also removing this for now. Post block. Okay, so I have stages. Inside that you have steps block. If you click on this, there will be matching curly braces that shows up stages, right? This is the stage block. You can have any number of stages as such. Within that steps block. These are all predefined, okay? It's not that I am inventing or I am writing what is this and all, right? So you can put this is user defined. Let's say in my case, it's a compile. And see, this is how you get the code from get and the URL. Okay, I'm commenting this for now. Any mvn commands or shell commands, this is how you run. Even I am commenting that for now. I'll just put a simple echo command. Compile the code, right? So that's the first stage, and second stage as well. I am writing some echo run the unit test cases. Okay, so this is the stage block, and then you may add any number of stages like this. It's kind of format. Okay, you follow the same. Again, steps block. Of course, I'm not actually doing it. I'm just printing this command. This stage name is package. That's all, right? And the stage block should be closed. This is for stages, pipeline block. That's all. Means inside the pipeline block, you'll have stages. Inside the stages, you'll have a different stage, right? That's a simple view of your code. Is this good, everyone? Of course, you can also put inside the script, whatever your scripts you're running, everything inside the script block. When you open a curly braces, close it. All the script we are executing would be inside the script block. Okay, you may apply this and save it. Okay, like any other job, you build a job. See, your job is executing. And you can see the console output. See, it was printing whatever you write, compile, run the unit test case, package. Do you see that? Also, it shows like stage a start, compile stage, printed, again unit test stage, and so on. Above all, here is where you can see this kind of graphical representation of your pipeline. That's all. And you can do many things by enhancing the script. That's a basic script. Got it, everyone?
Yeah.
I'm again configuring it. So now here is my script. So the next part is rather than writing the script here, okay, you can put the script in the SCM, pipeline script from source code management system. SCM means source code management system. And the repository URL where you want to put your script. Okay, first let's go to the GitHub, our address book. Okay, this is where you can keep your script. Let's go. Let's see, I'm going for master branch for now. You have to create a file called Jenkins file. I already have it because I have done that some time back. I mean, some days back. So, okay, this is where you put the script and commit this. The file name should be Jenkins file only. That's a standard practice. Now you come here, you put the repository URL where you have your Jenkins file. So this is my repository URL. Okay. And yeah, here is the master branch. If you want any other branch, you can put that branch name, which is fine. And see here, script path is in Jenkins file. Suppose you want to put the script in some other file, you give that file name. But like I said, the standard and the best practice is we give the name as Jenkins file. Now again the same, but it executes via the code from the GitHub. See, it was getting the code from GitHub. Automatically, this stage will be added checkout, like it gets the code, compile, unit test, and package. Am I making sense? So which one is better way? Writing a script here on the console or placing it on the repository? Which is the best method? Which one should we use?
Placing in repository.
Repository. Why? Why in the
Repository.
repository?
In Jenkins.
Why?
So you don't need to change. You don't need to change anything in the Jenkins. Instead, you need to push your code in SCM directly.
Always the best practice is to store it in the repository here. Okay, it is always the best way to here place it here, because everyone else knows what changes happening to the pipeline. Also, you are maintaining versions of your pipeline, right? If the pipeline configure now is not good, you can revert back. So maintain the version control your pipeline as well. This is the advantage. This is how you should do. Okay, but now I want to make so many enhancements. I want to do so many things. Yes, that's where yeah, you can pull the code locally and make all those changes. Okay, let's go to our Visual Code. This is how we make the changes. Okay, open the folder. I think I have got this address book. Okay, let me check. Where am I? On master branch. Git pull origin. I want to get the update. Okay, Jenkins file. Yeah, I got the updated one, right? This is the one. Good. All right. So perfect. So now this is the code. Now you make changes here, push to GitHub and do poll SCM to your job. Your job should run automatically. Correct? So now, yeah, let us learn few things here. This is the skeleton structure we have learned, but how do you parameterize it? How can you do better? Let's see. Let's first define some parameters. What are parameters? Variables. And again, what is a variable? Variable is like a holder.
Storing the values.
Yeah, to hold some value, right? So how you can define any type of variables, everything here, pipeline as a code. If you go here, see, complete format, a table of contents here. If you go for syntax, see, if you want to use parameters, see, go here. Till now we use age and block. Post I have shown you stages, right? Similarly, parameters. Go to the parameter block, string parameter, text parameter, Boolean parameter, and so on, right? So parameters block can be defined as this way: string, text, Boolean, choice, This is how you can use. Syntax, everything you can copy from here. Okay, let me copy this and modify accordingly. See, suppose you want to define a string parameter. String is nothing but a variable. Suppose I want to define some env variable environment. Default value I would like to give as dev environment. Okay, description if you want to describe anything. Environment to compile, let's say. Right? Making sense? Suppose I want to define a choice parameter or a text parameter, means a text box or a boolean. I'm going with a boolean now. You can try out anything. Okay, just to try few things. Boolean parameters means either true or false. Let's say I want to define something like execute this. Default is true. Description is some description to explain what it is about to run test cases or not. Okay. Similarly, what else you have? See, choice parameter. Choice parameter means drop down where you can select one out of many. Okay, choice parameter. Let's say I would like to give something like app version. Choices. See, choices, this is how you write in square brackets. Let's suppose I have 1.1, 1.2. Those are the app versions, whichever you want, you may select. And the description, like pick some app version. Okay. So, yeah. So I have defined some attributes, parameters, variables. So how do you use them? Like you can use them in different ways. Let's say I just want to compile the code depending on the version. Okay, you may choose, you may write here. In the compile stage, let me delete these things. These are commented, okay? Double slashes will comment those lines. Commented code will not be executed. So I just want to put here again echo compiling in environment, right? If you want to refer the variable, how do you refer it? You refer it with dollar params dot, what is our variable name? Env. Okay. So I want to write applying, compiling in dev environment. Understood this? This is how you refer the variable environment. So whatever dev is the default one, so it will print compiling in dev environment, right? Similarly, let's suppose I want to use Boolean parameter also. Boolean means true or false. So let's say if it is true only, I want to execute this. You can add something called when conditional statements, when expression, and then the variable params dot execute. See, whenever you write give dot, you will see all of them. Parameters execute. If this is true, then only the next block this will execute. Otherwise, no. How do you pass the values? I'll show you. Okay. And then similarly for packaging also, let me add something like echo packaging the app version. How do you refer? Params dot app version is the variable name, right? So that's all. So now it is checking those, using those variables in different stages. Let's see how to execute this. How to run this pipeline. Git commit -am Jenkins file modified. Okay, now let's push. Git push origin. Okay, done. See, this is how you do throughout. I am showing you today. From next time onwards, you have to understand. I make changes, I push the code here. Now it should be having the changes, whatever I have written, right? Parameters, everything. Now this pipeline, you can configure it to poll SCM. So whenever this file is updated, your pipeline will run. But for now, because I'm doing changes multiple times, I'm modifying, I'm not choosing it. Or else you will choose the webhook here, this one, GitHub hook. Okay. For now, yes, I could run this because everything is configured. I should see the first time you will not see any parameters. It will use the default parameters. Default values we have configured, right? So if you notice here, see compiling in dev environment. And this is executed because default value is true. App version is 1.1. Do you see that? Now, second time onwards, you will see something like build with parameters. See, you can change. Let's say I would like to do prod. And execute test case. I'm selecting this checkbox means it's true. And app version choice parameter means drop down. Now it will execute with these values. Compiling in prod environment. This executed because I selected app version is 1.3. You may choose, let's say I'm unselecting this, and this is now test deployment and the version is 1.2. And I have unselected this means boolean is false. So if it is false, will it execute? See, compiling in test. Unit test skipped due to when conditional. Unit test doesn't execute because we have not given approval or a confirmation to test. That's the when block. And how do you know like the syntax, everything from here, like I already said, come here, see table of contents, everything here, when conditional statement. How to write? This is how you write, that's what I did. Different examples, you have everything here. Got it right, all of you? Any questions? Understood the script? See, concentrate on understanding the script. You don't need to write line by line. You have official documentation. You have multiple ways to do that. I'll show you, but concentrate on understanding it. Writing line by line from scratch not required. There are many help options we use. Also, yeah, you also writing a script line by line takes some time. Continuous practice, continuous usage will help you. Concentrate on understanding the script. Is this much clear? Any questions? Go through all the lines and let me know.
Any numeric value is declared,
Huh?
numeric or integer value is declared here in the parameter.
Your voice is not clear. I did not understand. Can anyone help me? What is he asking?
Hi Preetika, now is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the parameter list, any numeric value is declared or not?
Any
Numeric
value you
means
can.
okay. Because you get only the string, boolean param and the choice. That's the reason I'm asking.
Whatever is available here, you can use them. I have shown them. You go here. What are all there? String is there, text is there. I did not use text. Choice is there, password type is there. These are the different types available. It shows you available parameters. Always refer to the official documentations. Examples, also how to use those examples as well.
Okay. In the example, no numeric value there.
Yeah, in the example.
You are showing in that document, no integer value is declared there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's, I am asking on that only. Okay, thank you.
So this is the stage, and I'm going to define one more stage here. Let's say after packaging, we have deploy stage, right? Of course, we did not learn how to do that, but yeah, there might be a stage. And let's say, okay, first let me put this. Okay, whatever. I may use another variable and put it, but let's suppose on this stage, I need an approval, a manual approval I need, let's say. Okay, how you can do that? If you are using, if you need an approval, you can add something like input block, input, and whatever it has to display, you may put here. Select the version to deploy, something like that. Okay. And then OK button is there. You may choose, you may want to print it like version selected for OK. Okay, you may write the same. That's how OK will be printed. And what are the parameters and how it should pass the values? Again, parameters block. I want to define some values here. And the name is like, let's suppose new app, something like this. Okay, deploying this thing and choices. Choices and the values would be in the square brackets. 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Right? So it will ask for confirmation. It will wait for the user input. Let's see how it works. Commit the code. Push it. Now run the pipeline. You can configure webhook for it. This is how we execute pipelines in real time. Like I said, you choose something. Okay, these are, I'm just giving some value. What is that user input? Let's see. Somehow it failed. Whenever it failed, read the console output. See errors. It is syntax error. Choice, something gone wrong in the syntax. Let's go there. Choice. What's wrong? This is where what we have a choice, name, colon. Choice, name, colon. And then choices. What did I write here? See, this is the mistake. Choices. It's not choice. Those are all you predefined. Okay, you have to follow the same. Now let's run the pipeline. See, this is what input requested. Your pipeline will pause there. After package for deployment, it will wait for your input. See here, it's waiting. Do you see that? It is waiting, paused for 13 seconds. And this is how it is showing. Choice, it was showing a drop down because in the input block, I have used choice parameters and the values you have given. And OK button, I have written as version selected. This is OK button. I have written version selected. Do you see this one? This one. Okay, version selected. And this is the message. Select the version. And the choice. You may choose text parameter, string parameter, anything there. It's up to you. I have used choice. Making sense, everyone? So you may select here. You see, select the version to deploy. That's how I want the message to be displayed. So you may choose something and click on OK. This is where you can click, or else here also you can click. Input requested. You go here and select it. Version selected. Then it executes the next phase. That's how you can have manual approvals in the pipelines, particularly for deployments to production. You may configure this manual deployments. Understood, everyone? Everything from the UI. Everything from the code, not from the UI. Whatever we have done yesterday, last class from the UI, we were doing from the script.
Preeti, these choices, no, the app versions, how are you defining? Because how are you considering in your
Here, I just want to show you the parameters and the variables, that's all. These are not related to the application here. I have just shown you an example.
Okay. Okay, I think in the coming pipeline creations, it may require, right?
Yeah, you may choose the versions there and go ahead accordingly. You may have multiple environments and like, let's suppose I just have multiple environments, like I want to deploy the same app to EKS, or else I want to deploy them to on-prem. Okay, or else I want to deploy it onto some EC2 instance. So accordingly, your code will change here. Here I'm not doing any deployments, right? Just a printing. But
Printing.
yeah, accordingly, you want to print something. Let's say, depending on what you choose, the packaging, Okay. Here I should change. Deploy the code or the app, and then here. Deploy the app to accordingly some logic upon how you deploy to each environment. Here I'll choose correct. Yeah, this is more appropriate and makes sense. Of course, again, you have to write the code accordingly in each block. Okay, let me rerun. Yeah, input requested. Now see EKS on-prem. Let's say I choose on-prem. It should do the actions according to on-prem. On-prem code might be different. This code might be different. So you'll have different things here. So version selected and it's printing app to null. Null means it's not taking the value. Let's see. Let's go there to the code. So params dot new app. It's printing null means it's not taking this value. Why it was not taking this value? New app. As we were defining in the same, we don't need these things. That is defined in the same block. Let me check now. Yeah, let me rerun. Now it's working because those parameters were defined in the same stage block, right? You can directly refer to the variable instead of params dot. It's working. Right? Got it clear, everyone? Understood? Yeah. Now let's say I just want to add here the actual code. Okay. Like I just don't want this dummy line. And then I want to how to compile the code. That's all, right? It's a shell command. So sh-mvn compile. Similarly here, why do we need so many echoes? sh-mvn test, right? Similarly here also. Where is package? Did I modify the package one or did I? Oh, I think I just modified the existing one. No. Here I have it. 1 minute, actually. This is compile stage. Okay, here I should write test. Okay. MVN test. Okay. Here, MVN package. For deployment, we have to learn, so let it be as it is. That's all. Good, everyone? Yeah.
Preethi, this code will be in Jenkins, that workbook, right? That
What?
path.
This code is in the root folder of your repository.
Okay.
And whenever you execute, it will have again its own workspace. This will also create a job, right? In the workspace, you will have the execution.
Okay.
And now they are executing, okay, they'll execute this way like MVN compile and all, which is fine. But you have defined the automatic tools, right? Tools should be configured as well through the code, everything via code, correct? So how to do that? See here, you have tools block. Yeah, you have tools block. You have to define your tools this way, MVN, JDK, and so on. See, this is how you have to write. So let me also do that so that my job understand which tools it should use. Tools block through automatic installer, let's say Maven. And the name we have given to our installer is my Maven, right? and then JDK Java. It is also my Java. So it will use these tools to execute it. Right? And on which machine all these jobs will execute?
Master.
Master, isn't it? So let me execute, let me commit. Is that it? Yeah, now let us execute our pipeline. It should actually execute the stages now. See mvn compile, right? So now it is doing, and all of this would happen on which machine? On this
Okay.
TC2 instance, right? Jenkins master. It all of this happens in Jenkins, where lib Jenkins workspace. See, there is a folder by this name, and here is where the code is pulled, like Jenkins file has been executing. In the target, it will create, like we have seen all the outputs, the same thing. And input request. See, everything happened. Where file is created, like I told you, right? In this folder, target, where file, next stage is waiting for us for the input. And then deploy to on-prem. Done. Right? That's all is your pipeline. Yeah. And let's suppose here, we have, do you remember post build actions which will generate a report? Even that also can be done here. Like you can have post build actions, right? Which will generate a report. How do you do that? Like you have another post block, right? Inside the steps script, this is steps block. Okay, you have a post block. You can refer from this example as well if you want. Pipelines and post build actions, right? Where you generate a report. So post block. You can put conditionals always or changed or fixed, means whenever job run, you want to do it always, or else only when job is failure or success, you can put the condition. And this is how you add the post block. Okay, after actually the stage block, you will write it. After the stage block. So let's go. See, post always means whenever job execute, you want to do this. So similarly, add these lines here as well. So post block, always, right? You will want to call the plugin. The plugin is JUnit plugin and the details. Do you remember you put the raw format, location of the raw reports, same here. Reports are present here, star.xml. If you have any questions on where your reports are present, you may check here, or else we have created individual jobs earlier, right? Like you go here and check here, unit test job. Yeah, this is the path, right? The same thing I'm doing. Yeah. So that it should generate a report. Let's commit this code and run the file. Our interest is the test job should have the reports, right? It just waits for our input. Meanwhile, let's see the test results. Here, yes. Do you see these are generated now with the post build action we have configured? We have seen these reports before also, but yeah. Am I clear?
Preeti, this pipeline script is within this block only. When I say within this block, the scripted block what you written. So any changes will include here itself, right? It may expand or
Yeah.
it may decrease.
Everything goes into the pipeline block.
In this.
Preethi, in this VS Code terminal, can you type PWD, present working hours? I am getting a bit confused.
This is in my local. As of now, this is my own laptop. Okay, I have
Okay,
gone to my laptop, making changes here, pushing to GitHub.
okay, your local. Okay, okay.
And that GitHub is linked to that job. This is my local machine, my laptop. That's what I have shown you. I'm cloning, making changes here, and then pushing it to local, pushing it to remote. That's what I'm doing, right? Till now, I'm just pushing my changes here. Git commit, make changes here, commit it, then push to this remote. Push to this remote repository, this one. This is where all my changes were. This is attached to the job. See, just now I have added post build, everything is here. And this is attached to this job. Here we have attached the beginning, if you remember. Yeah, this is where on the branch name and the Jenkins file. It will use this Jenkins file and run the pipeline each time you make changes.
Okay, got it.
That's the flow you have to remember. This is how you do in real time also. You get the code to your local, make changes there, commit them to the repositories. Whenever there's a commit, your pipeline triggers. Otherwise, how do you write the code? You go and write the code here, all the lengthy code, you edit the files and write here, or else you put the code in the console here. All the huge code, do you prefer placing your code here like I have shown you first time? This is where do you place the code.
No, it's not possible.
So that's how we do. Any more questions?
Ma'am, I could able to understand, the various stages being scripted in the pipeline, the compile stage, the test stage, the package, and the deploy all. Ma'am, since I'm from non-IT, I could not able to understand the actual use of parameters. I mean, why they are included, what's their use, I mean, how they are helpful.
Now I want to compile the code in one environment, dev environment. Later on, I want to compile it for test environment, prod environment, pre-prod environment. So I just want to decide which environment, or else I want to define which environment it's happening. So if you don't write the variable and if I hard code it, each time I should make the change, correct? Yeah. Each time I should keep on modifying my script for whenever environment changes, right? But I want always in real time, your script should be in such a way that it can be reusable, right? It can be like the same script can be reused with a very little or with no modifications. So I'll use a parameter so that I will not change the script. Rather, I'll pass different parameters, different values to the variable. And the variable will be used here. I don't need to change the script, whether it is dev or stage or whatever it is.
Okay.
Understood. So parameters means variables which keep on values which keep on changing. Parameters are holder to hold some value. The value can be keep on changing. How do I change here? I may write dev or a stage or a prod, but I don't change the script. Whatever I write here, that will be printed in. Means actually it is printed in, or else you may, depending on it, you can write some other scripts. Like depending on the environment, if it is dev, go and execute this branch. If it is prod, go and execute this branch. You can also set the logic that way. And in our case, we are not doing that logic, but yeah, compiling in dev environment. So whatever value you pass will be executed. You don't need to change your script each time the value changes.
If I want to pass it on production, where should I be changing that?
Here.
Here, okay. So when I write prod here, it gets reflected on the script which we have written.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I have shown you some time back. It will print that value, whatever value you are see compiling in prod. Earlier it was showing dev.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
So basically, if you want to run this pipeline in different environments, we can set that environment in that parameter list, and we can execute. We can use the same code across different environments, right?
Correct. We were just using them to print here. But yeah, depending on the environment, your commands may change, your branches may change. You may do git checkout to that branch and run depending on the value you choose. Like here also, see here I'm choosing different environments, but doing nothing except printing. Maybe depending on your environment, your code changes. If it is EKS selected, do this. If this is selected, do something else, and so on. Later on, you can add those logic. Any more?
Ma'am, if you go to the workspace, along with the DevOps job, there is one more DevOps at the rate temp gets created.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why is it so?
That's backend. A temporary folder has been created, and this is the one you have to look at. You have nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Tools blocks where we are using. First we
Huh?
declare tools block.
It indicates these are the tools it should use from automatic tool installer. We have already configured and given those names, right? But how do you tell your pipeline to use them through the code? That's how you tell them through the tools block.
So it's going to install, right?
It's going to install wherever you are running the job. In our case, it's already installed on master, right? So it will not
Okay.
reinstall. But if it haven't, it will install.
Okay.
Manually installed ones also there, right? Java is manually installed one. So you are defining, okay, these are the tools our pipeline can use.
In parameters, we have different parameters like string, boolean, choice. If I want to understand more about this, how can I do that?
This is the reference. Sorry, this is the reference you can use. Parameters. Here are all the parameters explained. Okay. Different types. Text one, Boolean one. Examples. This is where you have to refer.
Do we need to specifically mention the tools under in the program, because we have configured in a Jenkins, right? What needs to be installed?
Okay.
Manage configure. Sorry, configure
I'm
Jenkins.
answering your question. See, you go to compile job. You already configured in the tools.
Yes.
Here you have configured.
Mm-hmm.
So some are Java is manually installed one.
Yeah.
This is automatic installer.
Mm.
If you go to any job, are you not mentioning the tools here? You are choosing here, right? You are
Okay.
telling Jenkins which one it should use. So don't you tell the same in the pipeline?
Okay.
See, everything you do from the UI, we do from the script. That's
Okay.
all. This is done, the script. Java also it will ask. It's not asking Java because you have only one Java. One Java meaning, let's say compile job needs Java 8.
Okay.
Maybe something else needs some other version. I may have another Java. It's my Java, let's say
Okay.
Java 1. You can have multiple things. See, I choose Insta automatic. Okay, but I'm not going with it. I just want to have. Now it will ask you here if you have multiple things. See, it's asking JDK now. Do you see? In the beginning, it will ask under general section. You have to choose either my Java or Java. Okay, so you have to mention them in the pipeline.
So if I want to install different versions of JDK, right? So how can I mention that specific for different stage?
Okay, difference inside the stage, you have to define the tools block.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
we have the parameters block defined inside here. Same way you
Mhm.
have to define it inside each stage.
Okay. So that will override, right? That will give more preference to that. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever mentioning in the stage.
See, like I already said, you concentrate on understanding the script. Of course, you are doing the same. Why I'm telling you this is you have Google and now you have Chat GPT, which you can use. You just give your prompt here. Jenkins file for compiling test case execution package for a Java-mvn app. That's all. You will get the script, but with zero knowledge, you can't use it. You should know what is it. You should know, okay, there is something like tools block, there is something like parameters block. So you should have an idea, exact line by line with the syntax. You don't need to write it. See here, everything came up. Stages, check out first, it's getting the code. You don't need this stage, but that's fine if you keep also. See, first it's a clean and install, like it's doing building completely. You don't need that. But yeah, you can pick up whatever you need. See, it has given you post build action as well, package job as well, and archiving the package as well. Like it's archiving the WAR file or jar file. You can pick up whatever you need, right? You can further modify, let's say, what else is anything missing here? Okay, let's say define tools. And it is explained also. Do you see every block is explained here? See, tools block is explained. Okay, let it finish. Yeah. Do you see here? Oh, sorry. JDK, the name they have given, Maven. So you don't need to know line by line, but you should know how to use it, what to do and all. That's all. That's what you have to do. Yeah. You have everything explained. They have defined the tools for each block as well. Do you see here? If you want, you can do that. Or else, let's say now, okay, parameters, block, and input block for deploy stage. In parameters block, what happens? It's explaining. You can read over and decide the code. Yeah, it will be like a helping hand and assistant for you. It's not replacing. It cannot replace you. Means you should have thorough knowledge, but writing line by line you can avoid and have this references. You see string parameter, Boolean parameter. If you want to try out anything, yes, input block, right? Everything is here. Also, let's say, okay, run the build stage on slave machine. We did not do that, right? We are running everything on master. So let's suppose I don't know how to do it. So let it generate completely. See? Okay, this is how I should write agent block inside each stage. Agent and label the agent. Label of your agent. That's all. Now this execute on the slave machine. Also, it explains agent none is set at the beginning. Okay, at the beginning we are setting agent any, but if you want to run a job on different machines, set it as agent none, then run the jobs this way. Adjust the Jenkins agent label or name based on your Jenkins configuration. Ensure that the specified agent has the necessary tools and environment for building. Isn't it? You have to install the tools, everything. That's what it was saying. So you don't need to worry or panic or get overwhelmed when you see the script like a thing that you are from different background or a newbie. You don't need to have a coding background. You don't need to be experienced in it. You have helping hand. Try to learn it as a new subject. Anyone can learn anything. It's a new topic, that's all. This is how you have different helps available now. Many things are there, official documentations you can always refer. You have help here. You can utilize anything and generate it. So you know what is what. You know, you should understand what is this. You should be able to understand the things. Even though, let's suppose in the worst case, or else you are in the learning phase, maybe you are a beginner. Okay, you don't understand it. Okay, this is another way you can learn. Go here and give the complete thing. Okay, and explain the above file. That's used for your learning purpose. See, I have given my file and it will explain you everything. Where is it? Yeah. Right? See, certainly the provide Jenkins file is a scripted declarative Jenkins pipeline. Let me break down each section. See, every line it's explaining. Do you see that? This is for beginners or people from different environments. If you still, after my explanation, you still want to understand, you still want to read it, this is another way. Or else you might have seen some other script somewhere else, or else in your project, you use this to understand. Correct? Yeah. So what I want to tell is just take it as a new subject. Okay, you don't need to write this overnight. Okay, don't start writing this overnight line by line. What you will do, how do you practice? First, clone the repository. It is there, right, on GitHub, my address book repository. Clone it. You just use it and execute the pipelines. Understand it first. Then slowly you can write bit by bit, which will take some time. It's not a thing which you get expertise in a overnight. Allow some time, learn it step by step. Are we good? Any questions?
Ma'am, in interviews, if they ask to write this pipeline,
In interviews, they'll not ask you to write the pipeline. They may ask you about the blocks. What is a pipeline block? Tools block. Okay, if you want to write it, you can write the structure. That is enough. They don't expect you to write line by line syntax, because in real time also, this is how anyone writes. You don't need to learn the exact syntax, colons, those things they are not expecting. When they ask you to write the script means, they're asking you to see your level of knowledge on it. Syntax errors everyone will get. No one will write 100% syntax free script on one go. Even someone asked me also, even I can't write 100% syntax free one. Okay, first we'll write, then we'll modify, and accordingly, that's how it works. Okay, first you may start with the pipeline block. This is the knowledge you should have. Everything goes in the pipeline. There might be, suppose, I want tools block. There will be a tools block. You may ignore, you may miss those curly braces. That's fine. What they were expecting is, you know what is what, and you can, whether you can do it or not. You know this much means this error you can overcome, right? Simply syntax errors. That's not a big deal. They're expecting you to, they expect you whether you can do it or not.
Which extension you have installed of this Docker file?
You don't need any extensions for Jenkins.
Okay.
These all will be available by default. Groovy. See, this VS Code editor supports different languages, different scripting. So when you write Groovy scripting, it will be supported. You don't need any extensions for it.
And this script is in Groovy format or similar to Groovy, Preethi?
Similar to Groovy, Groovy based, Groovy derived from Groovy.
Okay.
So how to run it on a slave machine, we'll see tomorrow. We did not write the slave machine code. We'll do that tomorrow. Also, it can be done in multiple ways. That thing we will take up tomorrow. Practice till this much. How to practice, I told you. Right?
Sure, Preethi.
You don't need to write like then clone the repository, execute it, and understand each block. If you suppose did not understand this, okay, you can also search for their meaning, explanation, chat GPT, or else if you still have question, you can also reach out to me. I have shown you another option where you can eval the help, where you can make your learning better. Practice this much, how to run on a different slave. We shall take up that tomorrow.
Okay.
In interviews as well, no one expects you to write the exact with the syntax, everything. They will check in any interview, in any topic, they'll check whether the candidate can do or not. You know, AWS means they're not expecting you should also know GCP, you should also know Azure. If you know AWS, the expectation is that this candidate can be able to work on any technology, because nowadays it's each technology is emerging in the market every day. So it's not, they were not sticking up to particular environment or thing. They check whether this candidate can do or not. If you are able to do, if they understand that you can do this, means they expect that you can do anything else, any other tool you can cope up. Always our attitude should be ready to learn, flexible enough to grasp any technologies quickly. That's what they were expecting. Particularly in DevOps, where there were hundreds of tools, each project uses different tool. No one knows. It's not that each person is expected to learn all the tools, all the clouds. No. You show your expertise and your flexibility and attitude to learn and use new things. That's what they were looking for. All right, then please do the hands-on till this part. Okay, tomorrow we shall continue from here. Any other questions from your end?
Ma'am, yesterday I got an error in regards to the Java home path while running the job on the slave machine.
Hmm.
Uh, in fact, I have shared that on the group as well.
Are you Rehan Khan?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Environment variable is not defined correctly. Yeah, Java home is not defined correctly, it's saying. Go on
Ma'am,
to the variable. You should
I
be giving JDK path.
I have defined it under the HC profile in the master machine. Do I need to
Set
also
it.
define it?
1 second, you have set it in HC profile, but check what path you have given for Java home. Java home equal to you have given some value, right? That value should be correct. It's saying that value is incorrect. Check the recording once again and set that value again. And also do source after setting the value. Job runs successfully when auto installation of Java is selected under tool manage, but under tools, maven installation can be seen, which is also auto installed, but not. What is this? Temp tools, maven installation can be seen, which is auto installed. Because Java is not auto installed, you are not seeing it, means it's not installed. I
No,
think you might have
I
just
have
tell me.
no, I have auto installed it, ma'am. Since no the Java home path, this thing, the getting
So
the tool from manual install.
if you have, listen, if you have installed it, it will be shown there. You might not have done that. What you might have done is, I'll tell you what you might have done there. You might have added JDK here, okay, and you might have selected this, okay, but did you go here and create your account? You should go to Oracle, create a free account there, then only it will work. You might have done this, but it will not download unless you go and create. Please enter your username. You should go to Oracle website, create a free account, put those credentials there, then only Java can be downloaded. Have you done that?
No, I haven't done this.
You
So
have to create, listen
Hmm.
please, you have to create a free account here. Okay, you will get a username and password. That username and password you have to give here. Save it. Then Java will be downloaded from the Oracle website. Otherwise, it will not. Now tell me.
It,
Hmm.
no, as we are doing the Maven installation, the auto Maven installation under temp and under tools, the Maven installation is shown. But that is if when I did the Java installation, automatically the job got succeeded. But it haven't shown it under this thing tools. That's what I'm asking.
Because it will not install. For Java, you need the permissions. You need to have a free account on Oracle website. For Maven, you don't need it. For Maven, is it asking you to create account or anything? You don't need it for Maven. For Java to download from Oracle website, you need to have an account. See, whenever I select it, I agree it is asking installing JDK requires Oracle account. That's not required for Maven. So Maven is being installed. But Java is not getting installed. But job will show success because it's executing all stages. But Java is not there. But still it executed, so it is shows success.
Okay.
Here you read it. It is also showing an error. See, because I did not do this step, it's giving me error. I have to do this. Click OK, then come back. I think I already have an account here. Long back I did this, I'm not sure. Okay, if they were again incorrect, it will not work. It was saying, okay, credentials were configured. But if they were incorrect, again, it cannot download. It is one step, just go and do that. Create a free account and then try doing it. See, now it's not showing me error. Of course, credentials may be correct or incorrect, but it's not showing that error. Now it will download. Java 1.
Ma'am, has we did no added this thing the Java path in the master machine? Do we need to add the same in the slave machine if we are running the job under slave machine?
Under the slave machine, it depends on what configurations you have added there. If you have done this one, like in the slave, if you use the manual installer and you give this path, you don't need to add Java home. If you don't do this, then you have to.
Ma'am, I have added this, has the path I have which I have given in the master machine by
Okay.
going under alternatives as you have shown alternatives config Java, wherein I have selected the required path and the same has been added under this. After doing that, it showed
Have
this
you
thing.
installed Java on slave?
Yeah, I have installed Java on slave.
In
I
the
have in
same
fact,
path? In the same path as you are giving here?
yeah, in the same path has been.
Then why are you using automatic installer? If you have
I did
installed,
I did it for the second time because for the first time since it showed error, the path is path error.
see,
Then
we do
I
one thing, those changes might be messed up. Create a new slave and configure it. Decide whether you will use manual or automatic, or else first do one by one. First do manual thing, then do automatic thing. Okay, give different names and choose your Java. See, till now I'm having only this one, it worked. Okay, now here I am choosing in the compile. Let me choose here different Java 1, which is automatic installer. Okay, if the password is incorrect, it will not work, otherwise it should. You clean up everything and start up fresh. Configurations might be messed up. A slave is pending because I don't have the slave machine started. Hmm. Hmm. I have removed it, but it will take some time to get onto the master. Yeah, try doing it from your end, clean up it, and again start doing it with manual install Java and then automatic install Java.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, then we'll close here and we'll continue tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Bye.